Hello, welcome back to the Cricket Nerds. Me and Benji back again to talk about Lucknow Super Giants and how they performed in the auction. We have done a whole series of all of the different teams, so if you haven't seen them already, please do check them out and maybe consider subscribing and liking because it really does help us out. Okay, so Lucknow Super Giants, Benj, how do you think they did at the auction?
All right. I mean, the thing with Look Now is they already had a pretty good squad to begin with. Like they didn't really need to fill that many gaps. I mean, we talked about them in their auction, maybe wanting another sort of bowling all rounder, maybe wanting a Indian all rounder potentially to come in there as well to an Indian pace bowler, sorry, to come in and fill those gaps. And I think they've achieved that. You know, they've brought in Shivam Mavi, who I think was a really good buy for them. Bought him from I think he was at Kolkata last year. It was at Kolkata or Gujarat. I can't remember which one he was at, but he was there last year, and I think he had a pretty good previous IPL. So I think Shiva Mavi was a great pickup for them. They also traded for Devdutt Padikkal during the pre-auction trade window. So yeah, I think all in all they've got a pretty good side. They had a couple of good overseas pickups in David Willey and Ashton Turner just to bulk their squad out slightly. And then a very interesting player in Maran Siddharth, who I don't really know too much about. James, have you been able to look into him at all and get some more info?
Oh, now you've put me on the spot. I haven't looked into him a whole lot, to be honest. He's not someone that I was completely aware of.
He's a
Kind of going
Tamil
into it.
Nadu player.
Yeah, so he's obviously from Tamil Nadu, and he's quite young still. He's only 25. He's what looks to be a very good bowler. It's such a small sample size that you can't really take it for take it to mean too much. But of the 7 matches he's played, he's taken a forfeit in 3 of them. So he's got a ridiculously low average of 6.5 in T20s at the moment. But obviously he's only played 7 professional matches. So it's looking like he's a decent left arm bowler. So it kind of it gives them a little bit more depth in terms of their spin bowling, which is good. But they've already got quite a good squad, like you said, and they didn't need to do that much at the auction. And I think what little they did need to do, they did quite well.
Yeah.
The only player that I think I put into their starting 12 that they didn't have already was Shivam Mavi because they just needed to get some more Indian pace bowlers. And Shivam Mavi he's young as well. He's got quite high ceiling, I think. So exciting stuff for them. Should we go on to their what our predicted 12s for them will be?
Indeed, yes.
I'm happy to kick things off. So I've got Quinton de Kock and Devdutt Padikkal opening, two
Okay.
left-handers, and then I've got Nick Puran at 3. So it's three left-handers to start things off, and then I have KL Rahul at 4. Now the reason I've done this is KL Rahul did mention a little while ago that he wants to get back in that Indian Test squad, and the only real route for him to do it is via being the wicket keeper. So I think he's going to want to show that he can bat in the middle order and that he can be a wicket keeper again. So that's why I think he's going to have the gloves. He's going to be in the middle order a little bit more, and it strengthens that Lucknow Super Giants side a little bit more, especially if he bats with more intent, because the main issue that he's had over his T20 career is being too much of an anchor when actually he plays his best when he absolutely goes for it. So there we go. KL Rahul at 4. I've got Deepak Hooda at 5. Marcus Stoinis at 6. Ayush Badoni 7. Krunal Pandya 8. Ravi Bishnoi 9. Shivam Mavi at 10. And Mark Wood at 11. And the impact player I've got as Mohsin Khan. So
Ah.
I'd say that's a playoff making side right there.
Yeah,
I'm very confident in
it's
them.
a great side.
What's your 12 looking
Well, I
like?
think you've mugged off Mark Wood in the batting order. To be fair, putting him down as number 11. I've stuck to the more traditional look now side with KL and Quinton de Kock opening, and then I've got Dev Padikal at 3 and Nick Purran at 4. I think all of that's a very solid top 4. I then got sort of Stoinis at 5 and Quinol Pandya coming in at number 6, and I've got Ayesh Badoni. And then for my rest of my bowlers, I've got Mark Wood, Ravi Bishnoi, Amit Mishra, and Shivam Mavi. Mavi was their real rounding out their fast bowling, which has been really important for them. And then I've got Deepak Hooda as my impact player.
Nice. So same sort of players, slightly different order, but overall, Lucknow are looking pretty strong. If you're a Lucknow fan, reason to be pretty cheerful. And quite an easy 12 to write as well, which isn't always the same across all the different teams.
Yeah.
One thing that I think we slightly disagree on is who's going to open. For me, if Padikal isn't opening, I don't really think he should be playing. I think that's something that was discovered at Rajasthan because he opened at RCB. He did pretty well. And then he moved to Rajasthan. They were playing him at like 3 and 4. And he wasn't able to do it because he is an anchor. He needs to start off slow and then kick on. So interesting stuff. Let us know what you think in the comments. If you have a slightly different 11 or 12, let us know. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please consider subscribing. You can also follow our social medias. It's all in the link tree in the description. And that's it. See you later.